Welcome back to Wealthy Mentor Trading, guys. Today is May the 22nd, 2022, and today I'm going to be discussing 4 stocks to keep your eyes on going into next week. Names like Apple, Tesla, Nvidia reporting their earnings on Wednesday, along with Baba with huge declines this year. They are reporting earnings on Thursday as well. But before we get started, guys, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you are interested in trading with us at Wealthy Mentor Trading on our Discord channel, we do have our new summer promo, 2 months for 97 bucks. That link is in the description. So if you are interested in day trading, swing trading, watch list, analyst targets and upgrades, along with my daily analysis and my options call outs, please hit the link in that description to get started with us ASAP. With that being said, I do have the S&P 500 chart here, and I am going to be looking at what my targets are going into next week, what my thoughts are. And, again, we had one of those bearish weeks, and I sound like a broken record, but that's pretty much what we've been receiving so far, right? So this is one bearish week, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight weeks of downfall on the S&P 500, and we are reaching a level right now that I'm going to be targeting, and that is that 3,800 psychological support line. To me, it is one of those important lines that we did have a nice bounce here on Friday, closing just above that 3,900 support area. To me, I am looking for a continued move downwards. 3,800 is that first level for me to get hit, and if we do break that, I do have 3,725 here. It is significant here because, as you guys know, from March 2021, we did bounce here one time, and we also had 2 support areas here on January and February of 2021. So we are approaching that area from 3,800 down to 3,725, where we could definitely see the market hit down there, correcting and then bouncing back up. Worst case scenario, another area for me, if 3,725 can't hold, it is that 3,590 to 3,600. It is another key level for me. As you guys know, it is support. It was resistance back here on August 2020. And again, this correction can go as low as 3,600 before receiving a bounce. Now, one thing I did notice is the RSI, the weekly RSI on the S&P 500 did hit oversold territory last week. That was the first time since the pandemic drop that we've had an oversold RSI. So to me, we are getting close to that bounce area where we could see people come in and buy the cheap stocks, especially on the FANG stocks, names like Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, Netflix. All those are great buying opportunities, especially when the S&P 500 decides to bounce. So I am looking at that 3,800 to 3,725 for this week alone. Now, to the upside, what do I want to see? Again, I want to see a break above that 4,056 to 4,115, right? To me, that's important because we do have these 2 wicks right here where I did want to see that hold. Unfortunately, the momentum right now is just so strong. So towards the upside, it is going to be strong resistance, but I do want to see a move up towards that 40.56 and 41.15 area in order for us to change that trend. However, the trend right now is low and it is going lower, right? So again, 3,800 and 3,725 are key areas for me. Like I said, the RSI is oversold on the weekly, so a bounce could happen anytime from now till 3 weeks from now. So keep your eyes peeled on the S&P 500 for reversal to happen. All right. As I mentioned to start the stream, I have 4 stocks, and the first one that is significant to me is Apple, right? Apple has pretty much held its uptrend during this whole downfall. And right now, let me just pull that chart up. AAPL is the ticker. And right now, we are in danger of breaking that trend, right? We did have that 138 support line that I had drawn out weeks prior, and we did hit that and fall below that, unfortunately, before closing Friday's session just underneath that 138 line. So to me, it has broken the uptrend that it's been in for quite a while, and all signs point to a continued move lower. So again, I am looking for a continued move lower on Apple, just due to the market weakness. If the S&P 500 obviously drops towards that 3,800, 200 line, we're potentially going to see Apple drop down to test these areas of 129 and 122, which is the next significant area of support. As you guys can see here, it was key resistance as we did have a rejection and a push down. And over here, where we could not break it, we momentarily went above it and dropped right back down. So again, I am looking at that 129 to 122 area for a potential bounce on Apple. Again, it's been one of those strong names that has held the market together. Unfortunately, it did break trend last week, and I am looking for a continued move lower. Analysts have also, you know, been bearish on their targets, right? Cutting their price targets. And the RSI has also dropped below pandemic levels. Now, it never went into oversold territory on the weekly time frame during the pandemic. However, it is now beneath that area, which is around 37, 36 reading on the RSI. So again, we are lower than the pandemic's area. So again, if I was to guess and to get a feel for the market, we are close to that bounce territory. And to me, it all depends on the S&P 500, right? That 3,800, 3,700, and 3,600 area, we could definitely see a bounce there. So Apple is near that area as well, around that 129 to 122. So again, this week, I'm looking for a continued move lower, testing 129, my first target, and my second target at 122. As you guys can see here, large consolidation area and a pop higher as soon as we touched that, right? We had nice support at 122, and then we went off to the races right here, hitting as high as 150. So again, I am looking for bulls to step in around those two areas, as I mentioned. All right. Next name that is significant to me that also saw declines, and that's Tesla. TSLA is the ticker. And as you guys can see here on the weekly, right, Tesla was one of those names that was ping-ponging above $700, but last week we declined 17%, dropping as low as that 630 area before seeing a bounce on Friday to close out at 663. To me, what am I looking at going to next week? That 620 line, right? So below 620, I do have instructions to wealthy mentor trading members on our Discord channel for a shorting opportunity down to that 550 line. And to me, that is significant. And it is a major line in the sand for Tesla. As you guys can see here, we've had multiple touches back on March 2021, along with May 2021, and it has held for support. So to me, that is another area for Tesla to hold on to. It is an area where if it does break below that, we are definitely breaking the uptrend. And again, this is the weekly chart. You can make an argument that the uptrend was broken right here. However, to me, it is this area right here as it has multiple touch points and support zones on Tesla. Now, again, just like Apple, Tesla has also had analysts lower their price targets in correlation to the whole market downturn. So again, Tesla down 17% on the week, and I am looking for a continued move lower, breaking 620 for my targets at 550 at take profit, guys. All right. Now to the upside, what do I want to see to negate this downtrend is that 780 line right here, right? So that is that neck right here that we broke last week. And unfortunately, it does look bearish, but if we do get an up move, we're definitely going to come back up and retest that 750 to 780 area before hitting it and then again receiving a rejection. And the reason for that is because the trend is your friend, right? Usually when a downturn, a recession like the market's been in right now, we're going to get these pops to the upside. However, many of them are going to be shorted because it is a continuation pattern downwards, guys. So be careful when you're chasing these large swings that the market might have on one day, because it happens on these oversold bounces during the intraday time frames, and Tesla is no exception. So if we do see a bounce, look for that 750 to 780 area before getting a rejection and then a downwards pattern towards 620. All right, that is Tesla in my views. Again, bearish. The next name that is reporting earnings on Wednesday, and that's Nvidia, NVDA. And Nvidia has pretty much led the semiconductor sector lower, right? It has also declined as much as 10% this week alone. It is reporting their earnings on Wednesday, and to me, that is insignificant, right? Earnings, investor day, headlines right now don't even matter. The only thing that matters right now is the S&P 500, and it's not going to stop until it hits that key area for a bounce. And as I mentioned, 38, 37, and 3600 are areas where the S&P 500 can bounce. And until then, you're going to see blood on names like Nvidia. So what am I looking at going into earnings, right? I do have that 153 line as clear support. Beneath that, we do have a large area of consolidation, guys. So, I mean, we're talking about back on August 2020 all the way to the breakout point on May 2021. So again, we are in danger right now to fall into that consolidation area. So on an earnings bomb, definitely look below that 153 area for us to drop into this consolidation area from 153 all the way to 128. So again, I'm looking at that as a high level of potential that we're going to head into that area just because it is the most area that we've held onto and it is a key support zone, guys. So again, as you guys can see from these green candles, we did not have much support, right, built on the way up, right? The market just rocketed basically from 153 all the way to $209. And again, as you build no support on the way up, you're going to have a free fall on the way down. So that 153 area I am watching for next week. If that does break, look for 128 as the base bottom for Nvidia to drop down to. All right. And again, much like Tesla and Apple, analysts have also cut their price targets, have lowered their price targets on the semiconductor sector and Nvidia in particular. So definitely watch that 153 area going into earnings. Now, to the upside, let's just say we have a great earnings and the market has a great week. What am I looking at as overhead? 178 is key overhead, guys. As you guys can see here, we tried to push back up, got a rejection and candle body close under 178. So at best, I am looking for a move up to 178 to 180 as a bullish target. To the downside, as I mentioned, 153 is that area that I am watching for a short opportunity. And if you guys want to know, we do trade Tesla, we do trade Nvidia, we do trade Apple as part of our trading group at Wealthy Mentor Trading. So again, if you guys are interested in that, guys, we do have that $97 2-month promo link in the description. Next name and the last name that is reporting earnings, and that is BABA, BABA. And you know, I can't even show you the weekly chart right now is because we are at the very bottom on BABA, and I have to switch over here to the monthly chart to show you guys what is really happening right now. And you know, BABA has been on a free fall ever since hitting all-time highs at 319. Obviously, this is the monthly chart, and as you guys can see here, the trend is your friend, and we are approaching a key area, and that is that $57 area. That is important is because that is all-time lows, and that hasn't been hit since September 2015, guys. So it's been a long time, 7 years. And what am I looking at going into earnings, right? It is that $73 line. We have hit it once and have reached twice around that $80 mark before receiving a pop right back above $100 psychological resistance. So to me, again, I am watching that $73 line as a key shorting opportunity. So if I do see $73 break with high volume and a catalyst such as earnings coming up on Thursday, that all screams signs for me to get into there and finding short opportunities on BABA. So I am looking at that $73 line. Again, I want to see how the buyers react. And if they do not step in like they did the past 3 months right here, I am looking for shorting opportunities down to that 57 all-time low area. And guys, just by the look of this trend, you don't have to be a genius to see that we are heading lower. And it does look like there's a high probability that we are going to be touching that $57 area, the all-time lows. Now, best case scenario for the bulls, what am I looking at? Again, another push above $100 all the way to 108, and even the top right here, which was back in 2014, guys. So above, I would say anywhere from $100 to $120 is best case scenario for the bulls if we do receive positive earnings. Now, you know, just like the other earnings, we haven't had that. So again, if I was a guessing man, I am looking at that 73 support for a shorting opportunity at $57. All right, guys, those were four stocks that I'm keeping my eyes on. Again, Baba, as I just discussed, Nvidia, watch that $153 line. Tesla is in a downtrend, unfortunately. Targets have been cut. 550 is a major support zone, guys. So watch for Tesla to bounce there. Apple, broke that big weekly trend underneath 138. I am looking at that 129 to 122 support. The RSI is at pandemic levels, right? Below pandemic levels. So definitely keep Apple on your list. And the S&P 500, 3,800, guys. Don't forget that 3,800 to 3,725 is a potential bounce area. If we don't get a bounce there, look for 3,600 as another potential bounce area. And the weekly RSI on the S&P 500 is getting oversold. So watch for a bounce. Thanks so much for joining in, guys. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and leave a comment if you have anything positive to say about the channel or if you want any names reviewed for next week. Thank you so much for joining and good luck trading.